The campaign began with a 5-1 win at Brest, Greenwood and Luis Enrique both striking twice as Marseille set an early pace in the top 4 race. After that 5-1 start, the return home brought a 2-2 share with Reims, Harit striking first before Greenwood levelled to keep the early pace. On their travels, Marseille posted a 3-1 win at Toulouse, Greenwood's quick-fire brace doing the damage before a late reply. Still rolling, a 2-0 defeat of Nice at the Vélodrome, with Maupay and Luis Enrique scoring either side of the break, kept the leaders honest. Bold tactics, fiery hearts, De Zerbi is turning Marseille into a fearless offensive machine. In Lyon, a breathless 3-2 comeback had Larola and Garcia turning it around before Rowe's stoppage time winner, even as Cherki set up a nervy finish. That surge met a jolt with a 1-0 defeat at Strasbourg, settled by Diego Moreira before the break. At the Vélodrome, the response was a 1-1 draw with Angers, Rowe's opener quickly cancelled out to steady the week. On the road again, Marseille swept Montpellier 5-0, 5 different scorers sharing the load to reset their stride in the top 4 race. The step up against PSG bit hard in a 3-0 home loss, compounded by an own goal, as the chase for the top places took a dent. Away to Nantes, Marseille answered with a 2-1 win, Maupay and Greenwood overturning a first-half deficit to lift them back up the table. Momentum stalled with a 1-3 home reverse to Auxerre, despite Greenwood's penalty, as the visitors struck 3 before the interval. In Lens, a composed 3-1 response featured Rongier and Luis Enrique before Højbjerg's late clincher put the points beyond doubt. Carrying that form into Monaco's visit, they turned 1 down into 2-1, Luis Enrique levelling and Greenwood's late penalty sealing it. Days after that statement comeback, a tidy 2-0 at Saint-Étienne kept things on track, Rabiot opening up before Greenwood's strike, his 10th of the league season, after a missed spot kick didn't derail them. Back at the Vélodrome, the come-down was a 1-1 with Lille, Merlin's early goal cancelled late to check the run. Cup duty brought a 4-0 win at Saint-Étienne, 4 different scorers easing Marseille into the round of 32. Returning to league action, Marseille cruised past Le Havre 5-1, 5 different scorers sharing it around before a late consolation. Rennes away yielded a 2-1 turnaround, with Greenwood and Rabiot flipping it either side of half-time to keep the title pace honest. In the Cup, a 1-1 with Lille and a late Luis Enrique leveller led to penalties, where Marseille went out 4-3. Back to league business, a 1-1 against Strasbourg, Greenwood from the spot extended the unbeaten league run to 7. The trip to Nice brought a 2-0 defeat, goals early in each half halting momentum. At the Vélodrome, Marseille hit back from behind to beat Lyon 3-2, Greenwood and Rabiot flipping the script before Luis Enrique struck late. Days later at Angers, a controlled 2-0, Rabiot and Maupay after the hour kept the push tidy. Gouiri headlined a 5-1 over Saint-Étienne with a brace, the goals shared around as Marseille stayed firm in second. The trip to Auxerre brought a bruising 3-0 defeat, Dubal striking twice, one from the spot, to hand Marseille a sobering setback. The answer came with a 2-0 over Nantes, Gouiri breaking it open before Greenwood notched his 15th in the league. A tight night turned at the death as Lens nicked it 1-0 on 90, checking Marseille just when the rhythm seemed restored. At the Parc des Princes, PSG proved too strong in a 3-1 defeat, despite Gouiri's reply, with an own goal compounding the damage. In Reims, the slide continued with a 1-3 loss, Rongier's late strike only trimming the margin. Back home, Marseille edged Toulouse 3-2, helped by an own goal before Greenwood and Rabiot did enough to see it through. Away at Monaco, a heavy 3-0 reverse, capped by a late penalty, punctured hopes of building a run. The Vélodrome responded with a 5-1 over Montpellier, Greenwood bagging a brace around an own goal before Rowe and Rabiot rounded it off. Gouiri's hat-trick powered a 4-1 against Brest, the points underpinned by an own goal to keep the chase tidy. In Lille, the tempo eased into a 1-1, Gouiri on target before the hosts levelled to share it. Le Havre away brought a 3-1 win that secured European football, Gouiri's brace bookending Greenwood's strike late on. On the final day, a 4-2 comeback against Rennes confirmed Champions League football, Greenwood's double, including a penalty, and Rabiot's stoppage time second capping the finish. Under Roberto De Zerbi, Marseille mixed statement wins with jolts of pain, the 5-0 at Montpellier, Greenwood's finishing bursts, and Gouiri's late surge kept belief alive, even as PSG and Auxerre exposed the bruises in the chase. Late moments kept shaping the season, from Rowe at Lyon and Højbjerg at Lens to Greenwood's penalty against Monaco and Luis Enrique's winner in the rematch with Lyon, before a 3-1 win at Le Havre secured European football. On the final day, Marseille beat Rennes 4-2 to clinch Champions League football, with Greenwood closing a 22-goal campaign as they finished second without a trophy. Thanks for watching Scoreflow. If you enjoyed it, like, share and subscribe.